Okay, this is the Holy Grail, cold fusion, a hypothesized type of nuclear fusion that would occur at or near room temperature. That is what the Venturi does. This is the device, and all it is two round cylinders that you shine the laser light through. Now, we would be using heavy hydrogens instead of the laser. They would go through the Venturi the same way. They would come out of here in chaos, the same way that they come out of this, and I'm going to show you all of this stuff. And then they would settle down. These create Higgs fields. However, in the heavy particles, these particles are huge. They're like this. All right, and they're breaking into a bazillion little bits, and when they reform into helium instead of these big globby hydrogens. That's the story. That's the theory. You have to do it in a vacuum chamber. I'll draw you up a little diagram of how it works. But if we could get fusion, I mean, that's golden. I say if you could just accelerate these particles of heavy hydrogen up, not even to the speed of light. You don't have to do what they're doing at CERN, I don't think, because you're putting them into a crusher that is this Venturi. So here you got your heavy hydrogens. You put them through some kind of an accelerator. I know they can accelerate them. So it doesn't have to be a big long thing either, I don't think, because this is such a destructive device to these things. Because when these things are coming through, in my world, every one of these protons is a ball of particles just like this. These things just explode with a bazillion little bits and pieces, I would assume, if they were coming through this Venturi. Because you could see what it does to light. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. Now, I would think you would get out split up particles. They come back together as their most stable is helium. And they'd come back to helium, and that leaves you a ton of particles. These are electrons. In my world, every single thing is an electron. Every single thing there is an electron. So if you put all these things back together, you get a ton of electrons. They have nothing to become part of. They go out as electricity, heat, light, however you harvest them, I'm not sure. Roger@mudfossils.com if somebody's interested in doing something with this. It's crazy to just not think about this. I mean, there's got to be something here that could be done with this. It's very, very interesting to me. But that's just me. All right, yeah, I think I've shown you this, the Venturi. As it comes out of the Venturi, these are the kind of particles you get of light. Now, in the heavy world, they're going to still come out of here, I believe, very similar to this. Then they're going to reconfigure down to helium. But here's my point right now. This is chaos. This is light unstructured. Unstructured. These particles are just like bar magnets, just flying back and forth. Nobody's attached to anybody. Then they begin to attach. Then you see this. Now what I'm seeing, I don't know what you're seeing, but this is what I'm seeing, is two magnets, just like that, two bar magnets, back to back, positive, negative, positive, negative. They always face down towards the Earth, because the Earth is a positive attractive source. So this always ends up this way. Now here is the really cool thing. You see this happen for two waves. Now when I say waves, cycles, whatever you want to call it, flicks of the camera, I have no clue. But we can see it twice and then it settles down to this. So we see obviously this is a stepped up voltage. This is coming down a little less and a little less. You say, why a little less, a little less? Well, here's why. Because you can see the spikes. You see that? Those are concussive spikes. This thing's coming through here a bazillion miles an hour, slamming into whatever is in front of it, which is the air, which is nothing more than a bunch of little balls of magnetism that want to own a certain place, and this guy's coming too. He's smashing them, sending spikes up and down. Now, why do I say that's why the spikes are there? Because they're not here on this one. It's stepping down. It's starting to box down. And then you come to the last one, and it's starting to box out. It's just, I don't know what that means when I say that word, but that's what I see. So, I'm going to leave it at that. If we could do cold fusion, that is a game changer for the entire world. And I've sent this to every single buddy that's talked about energy, not a single response. All right, but I'm willing to talk. All right, thank you.